I'm trying to commit to doing this every day. See, that's what I do, man. I let you guys in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let you in on the thought process. I'm trying to do this every day. Okay. And I don't have a lot of time today, so we're going to do this quick. And I say that, but like, nothing's really quick with me when it comes to talking because I just keep going. But I just think it's funny what some people decide to do with their freedom of speech. What about freedom of peach? I'm entitled to this peach. I'm going to eat it. And I'm going to eat each piece of this peach. And I'm going to enjoy every last bit of it. Don't tread on my peach. All right, let's go. It's Twitter. Again, freedom of speech. Man, sometimes like you come up with things. Sometimes I come up with theory. Like just, I have an idea in my mind and then when people reinforce it, you're just like, fuck yes. Sometimes you don't want to be right about something, but like you are. And it's like, it's bittersweet, but people just say things. And you can say whatever you want in this country for now, right? I mean, like that's the idea. There are you can say whatever you want, but there are consequences. And you got to be ready for them consequences because they're real. So say whatever you want, but understand that there is consequences. But people just fucking say shit because it sounds good. Because it makes their presentation. As human beings, we're a presentation. In this world, in this modern world, we present ourselves in a certain way. And that's what we got. But sometimes it's false. You just want to sound good. You want your presentation to look good. Even though that's not really what you think. People just say things. Let me give you an example right here. This is Twitter. Rap House TV posted this. Titled, the disrespect real this woman found. The disrespect real. Okay. Yo, the disrespect real. Like, come on, it's just leaving some words out of it. The disrespect is real. This woman found Delonte West, who's a former NBA player. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. I'm not a sports fan, but I have heard of this gentleman. He was a former NBA player, and he basically blew it. Whatever happened, maybe he has some whatever, but he had an opportunity to be in the NBA, and he was, and now he's like living on the streets. Something went wrong. This is this woman recording him. Let's check this shit out, son.
I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest, but Delonte West is at my 7-Eleven. I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest, but Delonte West is at my 7-Eleven.
I always find it funny that people are like, this is at my 7-Eleven. Like, you go there so much that like, this is kind of funny, the wording. So, okay, right? My point is, so she's filming this guy because he's out. He's obviously, you know what I mean? This is him in hard times. I mean, he seems pretty happy. He's obviously got something in that bag, though, right? He's getting his groove on.
I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest.
But what I'm more concerned about is what she says leading up to it, right? I'm spitting all over the place. I just ate breakfast.
I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest.
I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest. But so you're gonna preface your statement and your video with an intro that's a seemingly sympathetic intro, right? I do not believe in recording people when they're at their lowest. but it's like when someone's like, I don't want to sound racist, but, or, you know what I mean? Or, I don't mean to cut you off, but, while they proceed to cut you off. It's like, who are you saving face for? You're going to cut me off. You already made that decision. I'm feeling it. You don't have to sugarcoat it with, not to cut you off. What do you mean not to cut me off? You're cutting me off. Like, that's cool, whatever. We're having a conversation. It happens. But to try to save yourself from save your imagery from any sort of, you know what I mean? Like, you're protecting your image by saying, well, not to cut you off. I don't mean to sound racist, but, and then here comes the most grand dragon ass shit you've ever heard, right? I don't mean to be racist, but, now don't soundbite this. Not that anybody would, because no one's paying attention to me yet at this point in my YouTube career, but I don't want to be racist, but I hate all Asians. It's like, so, you know what I'm saying, bro? What is the point?
Is at my 7-Eleven. In recording people when they're at their lowest, but Delonte West is at my 7-Eleven.
As she proceeds to record him at his lowest. Again, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? So I don't believe in what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it anyway for views on the internet. How does that, so it's like the idea, it seems to me to be that, like, as long as I preface it with some empathetic intro, it goes towards my credit, even though what I'm about to do is foul. Like, who the fuck are we kidding here, dude? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do some shit like this, then just fucking do it and own it. Oh, I don't mean to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Now, like, it sounds worse. Because, like, you're saying you don't believe it, yet you're doing it anyway. If you were just to do it anyway, then you're not going against your beliefs in our mind because you didn't say that you didn't believe in it. It's like, come on, baby. Like, what are we doing out here? Here's another one. It's just happened like this because I bookmarked this because I think it's fucking bullshit. Now, let me start by saying this is Fauci, right? Dr. Fauci. A fucking career criminal, not career because maybe he used to be a different guy, but he's a fucking criminal. He deserves to be behind bars. This is my stance. Remember that. He's a fucking liar, a deceiver, a con man, and a criminal. He should be locked up.
And your
this is what he's saying in this little thing.
We don't know.
Listen.
So if we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year, or it may be in your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren's lifetime. We don't know. So if we
don't
really
know. So that's the full quote, right? That is the full quote. And he's absolutely right. Because the last pandemic was the Spanish flu, and then we lived through another one. Whether you know what I mean? These things happen. Diseases spread. That is the nature of nature. That is the nature of life on this planet. There are diseases. He is right. There will absolutely be another outbreak of a pandemic. My problem is, and this is a repost from Cat Turd, but from Hodge Twins. It's not just Hodge Twins. Someone else said it too, with the exact same cut off quote. So what they're saying, they're pushing deception, because they posted it with the quote. They clipped the quote where they felt like clipping it, and that's propaganda. Fauci just said, this is their quote, quoting him, quote unquote, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year, end the quote. His quote kept going. He says, it may be next year. It may be in your grandparents' life. It may be in your great-grandchildren's lives. We don't know. That's what he said. But to clip it at, it may be next year, is so fucking deceiving. It makes it seem like what he's saying is, there will be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year. As if like he's planning it or who they're planning it, and that's so expect it next year. That is not what he fucking said. Look, if you don't agree with Fauci, fine, but you're doing exactly what they do. Two wrongs make a right, apparently, because if you use deception, as long as you're using deception on a deceiver, then it makes it okay, because it is a completely different statement to cut it off at it may be next year, then continue on with the entire quote that he actually said. Again, you don't have to like the man. You can hate him if you want. But to push an agenda because you don't like this person, like people who don't like Trump, you don't like Trump or you don't like Biden, but recognize when they do say something that will do something that's good. Nobody is just all evil. You could, even Hitler might have walked an old lady across the street. Like, this is pushing propaganda. And I responded to it with this image right here. Media deception, it's this easy. And I said, this is the visual equivalent of cutting the clip, right? So in this image, it looks like there's just tons of people rallying behind this guy and whatever his statement is. When in actuality, they just they clipped and they give you a portion of the reality to affect your entire reality. It's the same fucking thing, dude. Don't be deceiving people. Just because it's Fauci, you get a pass to misquote him and push an idea and to clip by clipping his quote to just push an idea to make it seem like he said something that he actually didn't. No, dude. Fuck all that. That is not cool. I don't care how much you hate the guy. It's just not, you're doing exactly what they do. Exactly what he's doing and what people accuse him of doing and what we've seen him do, deceive people. Not okay. You have freedom of speech, but fucking with great power comes great responsibility. Don't be fucking intentionally deceptive just because it's your enemy. We all want the fucking truth here, so just stick to that. And tell me how much you disagree in the comments. Tell me how much you hate me in the comments. Just subscribe to the channel, bruh. I have like 87. Get me to 100. That's like 23. It's like 13. Really? I'm the Peso Mystic. Have a fucking great day, man. It's nice and cloudy here in Spokane in April. Logging off. It's been real.